What's going on, everybody? Thank you so much for joining. Hope you're having a great one today. As always, you probably can't tell. Oh, maybe you can tell. We got a great one for you today. I've been waiting on this figure for a while. A whole lot of people have. We are taking a look at The Witcher from Buzz Toys. So I got this fella from Giant Toy. They shipped it out super duper fast. I got it way quicker than I expected it to. Once it actually did ship. Anybody that's been waiting on this figure knows that it's been, gosh, I feel like the pre-order's about 2 years old at this point. So we've been waiting a while. Sadly, he's not going to be in the show anymore, which is kind of a bummer. I think a lot of people, myself included, ordered this specifically because we liked him in The Witcher. So it's a little depressing knowing that he's not going to be sticking around, but the guy that they got to replace him, I actually like. It's a really, really crisp box. So we're just going to look at it probably longer than we needed to, but that's okay. Got the little white wolf logo there. The guy that they got to replace it, I'm pretty sure is the fellow that was in Pearl, and I really, really liked Pearl and X, so I'm all for it. I think I'll do an okay job. Sadly, I haven't really enjoyed the show a whole lot past Season 1. Season 2 is a little bit of a miss for me, but I digress. At the bare minimum, the games are cool, and you can't go wrong with Henry Cavill. So you got some cool little instructions there, which I will most likely need, because as I often say, I'm not the sharpest knife in the drawer. Or I guess in this case, the sharpest sword in the sheath. Yeah, we'll go with that. So he does come with a ton of goodies, as you can see here. We're just going to pull out as much as possible. Really just kind of dive into it. I got to get a bigger box. Light box, that is. Because I feel like I run out of space a lot. Anyways. Stack those on top of each other for now and take a look at the goodies. I'm hoping it's not going to be taped up too much. It probably is, because I usually have that sort of experience. But maybe. Actually not seeing many. Hey, look at that. Alright, Buzz Toys, we're off to a good start. So I honestly don't own anything from them. I'm not really too sure about any previous figures that they've done. But when they showed off this guy, he looked amazing. I'm just going to clear some of that junk out of here and take a gander. So far, we're moving along nicely. This stuff's coming off with the greatest of ease. Uh-oh. All right, I'm going to have to fight the tape on that one. Maybe. No, all right, success. How did you tucked this under his hair? That's just silly. They tucked the, the head sculpt packing. It's tucked underneath his hair. So I might end up having to take his head off to, get the bag off, which kind of a strange move. All right, we're going to do it. Off you come. And nobody wants to see headless Henry, so we're just going to plop that back on and kablam, take a look. So honestly, that head sculpt's awesome. I am sad at how much this shoulder pad just flops around. Definitely a bit on the loose side there. Not too big of a deal. I mean, it's secured. It's not like it's just going to fall off completely. And obviously, when you're moving him around and posing him, it'll give you a little bit of motion there. But I'm kind of depressed that that's a little on the wobbly side. That head sculpt's great, though. There you go, ladies and fellas. Really did a good job. He does also have a cool angry head sculpt, which we'll take a look at in a minute. But I figured take a good look at this one to start with. Really did a pretty outstanding job with that. Nice work. I do wish they would have painted the insides of his nostrils, darkened them up a bit. I know that's a weird thing to say, but they just look very odd. Which is also kind of a weird thing to say. The armor is pretty dang cool. The studs look like they might fall off if you are not careful. They seem to just kind of be glued on, which not too big of a deal. Also, I really can't tell what material this is. It almost feels like plastic. I'm guessing these parts are plastic and then fake leather straps. Probably a fake leather. I think that's a coif. I'm probably wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's a coif, the part that goes around the neck. These pants do worry me a bit. They are a weird feeling material. They almost feel like rubber. I don't know how they're going to hold up. They're also super dirty, which is fine because, you know, he's out killing monsters all the time, so I don't mind. I do like what they did with the scabbard there. Nice work in that regard. Let's take a look at how mobile he is. So basically, you got free range in his arms. These pads do not get in the way at all, which is nice. A little bit of restriction going this way. I think that's partially just from the outfit. But you're still going to be able to kind of finagle him in quite a few good poses. Feels like a double jointed elbow. Yeah, certainly seems like it. I might be wrong on that. I'm going to say it's a double. Definitely seems to move pretty well, which is good, and it's got a nice click when you do move it, so it's going to hold whatever poses you have him in, which is going to be good because I think the swords are actual metal. I might be wrong on that. I'm hoping I'm not, but if they are, they're going to be a little bit hefty, so you want them to have good strong joints in the arms and shoulders just so you can actually hold them in the poses that you put them in. It does have a double joint in the knee, but you get a little restriction in it. I don't want to force it too much. Actually, that might be a single joint in the knee now that I feel it. We're going to lean towards single joint. Basically no wiggle room here. I feel like I could do it, but it's going to rip the pants. And not a whole lot in that regard either. So if you did plan on having him ride a horse, you might be a little out of luck in that regard. As for the footwear, I'm always a fan. They did a pretty good job in these. Really nice job detailing that. Really did some good looking boots for him. And of course you get plenty of motion on the actual feet, which is nice. You can kind of slide that down to cover up the little articulation spot once you got it in the spot that you want. Overall, definitely a solid figure. Price-wise, I think he was around 180 bucks. He was not terribly overpriced by any means. So Toys also has one coming out, which looks pretty good, but personally, I was more a fan of this one. I think the hair looked a little bit better. That's a wicked looking snarl. Kind of got the cool possessed eyes going. I'm not as in love with this sculpt as I thought I would be, to be honest. I don't want to say it's bad per se. It just doesn't necessarily... Don't really think Henry when I see that, which, yeah, that's kind of why you get the figure. Not the worst, but I will end up sticking with the other one, I think, especially after seeing this one. And again, I don't hate it, but don't love it either. He's got a nice sack of coins, so that's awesome. You can toss them to the Witcher. Do enjoy that they included that. It's a fun little touch there. He does have a couple replacement hands. We'll pull out this one because it's fun. But really, throwing up the W. For the most part, they're pretty straightforward. You got a couple closed fists, and then this one, and then it looks like just a generic open hand. So nothing too special, but does give you a little bit of play if you wanted to change things up a wee bit. On to the other goodies you get with him, and we'll just go ahead and move this tray on out the way. I think the real important thing is going to be the stand itself. You do, of course, get his cloak, which we're going to want to take a look at, and then those beautiful swords, if we can get it out. Alrighty. Like I said, I believe the swords were metal. I might be wrong on that. This is awesome. Okay. All right, hang on. Hold up. So I didn't know that he came with a severed monster claw. This is great. Yeah. All right. Bravo. I really don't recall this being something that was supposed to come with the figure. Like I said, it's probably been 2 years since I ordered it, but this thing, that's wicked. That's super cool. I'm a fan. Bravo. Bravo. All right. now let me not get distracted and hopefully get these fellas out. Maybe. Should have been smart. Alright. Got an idea. Nope, that's not going to work. Haha, success. Then we'll use this fella to get this fella out. And he also has this cool little medallion here. Alrighty. That worked out well. So the swords are metal, which I'm happy to say. If you are wondering, there's his beautiful little Witcher necklace. Really cool there. I always have trouble with chains this size. It's probably going to snap on me at some point, but good news is it's just a generic chain. It'll be easy to replace if and when that happens. So I can't really complain too much in that regard. We'll just go ahead and slide that there. As for these swords, they are fantastic. Like I said, both of them are metal. Not sure if you could really hear that, but just in case. They're not heavy, which is impressive. But really great design on the mirror finish on those. Point's a little bit sharp. Just really outstanding job overall. I'm sadly stupid. I don't remember which of the two was the silver. I know I should, but I'm not as big of a Witcher fan as I probably should be. Somebody out there will definitely know. But really, really good job with that. It does have an inscription on the blade. I'm not sure if we'll be able to get a good view of it. Not really sure if it says anything or if it's just a kind of generic etching. Looks like it's more decorative than anything, but cool that they got it on there. They're actually remotely sharp, so that's fun. Don't go poking your brothers and sisters. Now, for the most part, that's going to be all you get. You get a generic stand, which, honestly, it's just a pretty simple crotch grabber. Really nothing to it, so nothing to pull out there. I do want to take a look. So this is going to be the cloak that he's got. And seemingly a travel bag to store his monster leg, I'm guessing. I honestly don't know what that is. Sadly, there's no instructions for it. So that'll be another one that I'll have to look up later and see what we got. But I do want to check out this fella here and at least see what this cloak is made out of, how it looks, and all of that good stuff. Fabric-wise, feels really good. Definitely wired, so that's a plus. This is a really nice material. Now, how I'm actually going to get it on him, that remains to be seen. Fortunately, they have those there instructions. But yeah, this thing's pretty dang incredible. I think it feels like velvet, to be honest. It's probably not, but definitely got that feel to it. So I'll have to have some fun with that and figure out the best way to actually get it onto him. It looks like you pretty much just kind of loop it and fold it around. I'm not necessarily sure how he would end up really with any sort of hood or anything. Wait, maybe. Alright, so this part would be the hood. We're getting there. So yeah, it's heavily wired. That's going to be fun. I'm just going to be honest. To get that on him and get it looking right, it's going to take some playing, so I am not going to try doing it now. Great quality on the material. The wire in it is amazing. It's certainly going to pose really, really well with them. So I don't really have any issues. I don't foresee there being any problems. If you did have any weird concerns about it, they knocked that part out of the park. So really, this is the only thing that I'm stumped by. It looks like a fake leather carrying bag. I got nothing. I really wish I had an idea what this was for. This is one of those times where I kind of wish that I looked up the figure before opening it, but it showed up at my doorstep and I got excited, so there you have it. I'm guessing it's just a sack to carry the monster leg, but who knows? I might be very wrong. It does look like fake leather. I'm not going to bother pulling it out. It could be genuine. I mean, it does look okay, but I wouldn't expect them to do genuine leather on that. I feel like fake leather would be a much easier option for them and better cost-wise. But yeah, I'm not really kind of stumped on that one. So we'll just leave it in the sack for now and let it do its thing. Overall, definitely a cool figure. If you are a Witcher fan, highly recommend. Check out the So-So Toys one as well. That one's a little bit easier to get because you can still kind of pre-order it. This guy you're kind of going to have to look on places like eBay and all of that sort of thing. That'll do it for this